I'm Chantel Dartnall, head chef and owner of Restaurant Mosaic at the Orient. We focus very strongly on recreating scenes from nature, bring people closer to those natural elements which in their hectic lifestyles they tend to forget. One of my favorite dishes at Restaurant Mosaic is the dish called By the Seaside. We have all the different tastes and textures and elements which you would experience while sitting on the beach. The composition of the seaside is all about combining textures. We have the little prawn tail tempura, we've got the smoky softness of the poached oyster, and then the light, fresh, citrusy flavors that you have in the scallop ceviche. So we've started the plate with a Seashore, which we prepared with a Genoa sponge cake, lightly dried, and then we bring in the elements. So my first component is a scallop shell, which we fill with a ceviche of scallops. So lightly marinated in little balsamic, we serve this with dill, and then we recreate the roe. This is a more natural style of molecular gastronomy, where we use the roe of salmon to embed the roe of the scallops. Now, what I also love doing is creating pictures, and I think this is one of the main elements which you find in this dish. So here we have the tempura of prawn tails on light sweet chili sauce, which gives once again another texture, a little bit of height to this dish. You've got your marinated dried sardines, little shrimps, and then we finish off with our yuzu pulls. So a little bit of Asian citrus, rather than using a natural lemon on the plate, which you would normally find with fish. I like playing around with different components and different elements, and I've used yuzu pulls. So you have the beautiful acidity of this Asian citrus fruit coming through, but in a light little sphere. So it pops open in your mouth and releases this acidity, along with all those buttery flavors, especially what you're finding inside the scallop roe bisque. Then we go over to our oyster, and I always associate oyster with something smoky, something hearty and rich, and that's why we lightly poach the oyster for this dish in a smoky velouté and then add the foam with some truffle pearls. This once again gives you another dimension to this dish. Now, to balance all those creamy textures, we've created a little squid ink crisp, very similar to a prawn chip, where we dry sago with squid ink in a dehydrator, and once it's completely crisp, deep fat fry that. And here you have that beautiful visual effect of this black bubble, which almost resembles the rocks which we find at Nature's Valley. So I think that was sort of the final component, and it just sort of added the cherry on top to the seaside.